Hello, welcome back to another video. Today's video I'm going to see if I can retrim the Celica door cards in this diamond stitch vinyl. Okay, so this is the actual paddle I'm going to actually be replacing. Material is actually starting to come away here, you can see, so it should be quite an easy little job. Just got to take the door card off, which should be quite straightforward. I think there's a couple of screws missing a plastic clip there. Where's that gone? Try and find another one of those. There's another screw behind there, I believe, and I think there's a couple along the bottom, and they should just pop off. I don't think there's anything behind the door handle, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. The material I'll be trimming it with I got from good old Temu. It's this diamond stitch, but I did notice, and you can see there's a slight fault through it, through there, so I'm going to try and use the bottom half if I can, which should be quite straightforward. Yeah, should be able to have enough of that, and I think it looked quite nice and different. Should match in with the leather interior. I've got some marks on this door card as well. There's a bit of a dent there, so I might see if I can get that out as well. A few scratches as well, so I might even see if I can warm them up and get them out while it's off. Main thing is, when you're removing your door cards, is disconnect your battery, because you've got airbags. You don't want them going off. I think there's airbags in the doors, or the NEA posts. Anyway, I'm going to disconnect the battery anyway, just to be on the safe side. And we'll whip the door card off and have a look. Right, into the old pocket. Yeah, quite nice and loose. See if I can find another one of these. Get one online. Two along the bottom. There's one in there as well, I just noticed. There is. There's one just behind there. The plastic thing just popped off, which I thought it would be. See, quite easy. Right, so in the end I just basically popped the little balls, the cables out. Okay, I'm back in the workshop now. Got the actual door card on the bench, and in theory that should just come off by hand, which it is doing, and I can use this as a template, or template. Just going to get a little scraper or something just to get underneath there. Maybe a little blade, I think, might be better, just to actually get underneath and remove this foam. Just scraping it along like that, basically. Trying to remove as much foam and glue as I can. Trying to work around the camera. I know these match the actual original seats. When I first got the car, it was the cloth seats with this black, what do you call it, fabric, I suppose. Now I've got to the leather seats. I just wanted to upgrade it a little bit more. Yes, I could just put a leather panel over there, or a vinyl panel, but I thought a little bit of diamond stitching in it might just make it a little bit different. Looks like somebody tried to actually renovate it with a heat gun or something over here. I'll show you that in a minute. And it looks like it's melted it inwards. I think there is a way of actually removing scratches, etc., with a heat gun, but if you get it wrong, then it seriously goes wrong, and it looks like it has done there. So I may see if I can warm that up a little bit and see if I can improve it a little bit, push it back this way, because it's actually dented inwards. So if I can actually just straighten it out a tiny bit. Nearly there. Right. Give it a bit of a clean off. A minute. So I'll put this door card now to one side, and we'll see if I can make up a pattern with this one. So lay the vinyl out. There's the actual fault in the material there. I got this off of Temu again. I think it was about £6 for I think it was just over a yard and a half by a foot, so not too bad. And it should be like that, I believe. Yep, that's the level edge across the bottom. So I don't want to waste too much material. Really pleased I'm not actually anywhere near that fault line. So I think I'll do is I will see if I can mark around the edge, and then I'll just cut it out with some scissors, I think. Actually, I might just do it with my scalpel. So I've laid it out on the old cutting mat. It's not one of the best cutting mats, just an old one. And I use it for painting, etc. Make sure I want to get these diamonds level if I can. So I'm just going to line it up along the bottom here. If it's all correct, which it looks like it is, and then I'm just going to go around with my craft knife and get as close as I can to the original piece of material. Feels like it's cutting okay. There's no foam back into this. This is the only downside to this material. But I don't think it's going to be too detrimental to this actual panel. Okay, so I've trimmed the actual vinyl to the correct size, and I think that should go in there quite nicely. Yeah, I think it'll tuck in there. Won't look too bad actually. Yeah, quite like that. There's the old piece there. That can go, as they say, in the bin. And I'll be gluing it in place with some tightened vinyl adhesive. This is for floors basically, so it should be plenty strong enough for this. Should get it nice and tight and nice and secure. So what I'll do is I'll spray a light coat on this area here, an entire thing, masking off. I think I'll mask off this area first and then put some of this on, and then I'll spray onto the actual back of the vinyl, let them both tack off, and then we'll lay it down, hopefully without messing it up and getting it in the wrong place. Right, it's been about 20 minutes or so of me struggling trying to get masking tape to stick to the actual door card, and nothing's going to stick because there's so much back to black and dressing and interior cleaner on there that nothing's going to stick. So I've just put a little bit of this parcel tape around the edge just to try and keep as much glue off as possible, and then I can just wipe it off afterwards if there's any excess. So I'm just going to go on, give it a light coat like so, and then I want to try and get into the actual crevice if I can. Okay, the glue's nice and tacky, so this is where I either mess it up severely or get it right. So I think this glue is pretty much a one-shot thing. Once it's on, it's on. And now quite nice. Right, so now I've got to try and tuck that into the actual groove. This is my vinyl applicator I use for my sign work, and that is doing a perfect job of that. May have to trim a little tiny bit off this end here just to tuck that in. Get it going in nice. Right, that's the corner it kept lifting from before, so hopefully I can tuck that right in. Right, so I'm just doing some final touches now. Just going in with this screwdriver just to get the actual edges all nice and neat and down. Edge there's a little bit proud, but it's going in quite nicely with the screwdriver. I may even get my little scalpel blade and go in there and just trim that tiny bit off there, which is always coming away there anyway, so that's quite good. Yeah, so I'm quite pleased with that. Yeah, it's not to everybody's taste, but that's quite nice, better than that material. Now I've just got to try and clean up the door card a little bit and remove these dents here. So I may just heat that up and push it out from the back, I think. And then I've got the other side to do. That's the other door card done and in. I quite like that. I used to have the diamond stitch floor mats in here. I might actually get another set, and I think I'll just match it all in then. You may have noticed I haven't actually put the clip back in here yet, and the screws, etc., and all the clips. That's because I've taken the actual mirror off, and I'll show you why I've done that. I just put gaffer tape on here now to stop the water getting in, but you may have seen in previous videos where I spoke about the actual rust coming through here. And it's not as bad as I thought, because I thought it had probably gone all the way through here. There's a little bit of a hole just there, but I'll probably just epoxy that, I think. I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to cut all this back in probably in another video. I'll sand all this back, epoxy prime it, fill it, epoxy prime it again, high build prime it, and then I'm going to paint it. And I may even just do clear along here and fade the clear through here, so it's hidden by the actual shadow of the mirror. I don't want to get into painting the entire door if I can help it. As you can also see here, there's a lacquer edge, so it looks like the actual mirror was left on when this door was painted, which is really lazy in my opinion. You should always take door handles and mirrors off if you can, do a job properly. They may probably even left the actual door trim on. I know these are a pain in the bum to get off, so that's going to be fun trying to lift that off without breaking it. I think there's a screw just at this end here somewhere, and then it should just all lift off, but we'll probably when it's a little bit warmer, because I don't want to paint this when it's going to be damp, and I think it's going to get colder this week, even though it does feel like spring is on the way. So yeah, it's not as bad as I thought, so it should. A little bit of treatment, cut it back. Don't know if it's supposed to be a hole there or not, maybe not. Looks a little bit too uniform for not. Maybe just where the clip goes, but I'll probably put a little bit of filler in there or something, some liquid metal or whatever, I don't know yet. We'll figure that out when we do this panel. Anyway, I digress. That's coming up in another video, so stay tuned for that. Right, so I'm going to end the video here. I think it's probably gone on long enough. I hope you've enjoyed it. I think the door cards look really nice now. Might not be to everybody's taste, but I really like them. So if you've liked this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Stay tuned for more content, and I'll see you in the next video.